For the first episode of Season 3 of ODTV, we will give you a fall sports rundown as the seasons come to an end, provide an inside look at the new movie The Girl on the Train, and introduce a new ODTV segment.
Hi, my name is Carla Dugan, ODTV Director. You may have noticed that we didn't run the ODTV show during the 2015-2016 school year. Our broadcast program wasn't at the necessary level to produce a quality show, so we decided it was best to take the year to rebuild the program. But now we're back, so enjoy Season 3, Episode 1 of ODTV.
Welcome to ODTV. My name is Johanna Hall, and I'm here with Sophie Fernandez.
Marie Uran was named principal of Clark Central High School on September 1st. Uran replaced former principal Dr. Robbie Hooker, who served at Central from 2008 until June.
If you look at our data from how our students are performing and compare us to the other high schools in Clark County, we're really leading the way in a lot of areas. And so, our goal over the next 5 years would be to really be competitive, with some of the best schools across the state, because we have the talent here. We have the students and we have the teachers that the magic that they do in the classrooms every day to get there. So, really we're looking at a broader scope now moving forward.
In other school news, the Media Center has been hosting seasonal crafts and writing contests every Friday this year. Talk to the media specialist if you are interested in participating. Clark Central held its grand opening on September 25th after 2 years of construction. CCSD Superintendent of Schools Philip Lanou, Mayor Nancy Denson, and alumni, teachers, and students were in attendance. The first Saturday school of this year is November 5th. Talk to Mr. Thrower if you have any questions. And that's all for the news. Now we move on to Johanna Hall for the sports recap.
Thanks, Sophie. While the fall sports seasons are coming to an end, several teams have either made the playoffs or are looking to compete. The softball team ended their regular season with a record of 6-11, finishing 5th in their region tournament. Football went 6-4 in their regular season and qualified for the playoffs. The boys cross country team placed 2nd in their region meet and qualified for state for the first time in 4 years. The girls team placed 5th in the region and did not qualify. The varsity volleyball team placed 3rd in their region tournament and qualified for state. They made it to the Sweet 16 before being knocked out. We will get more information about the varsity volleyball team after this short message.
I don't consent to sex when I wear a short skirt.
Or a low-cut shirt. I don't consent if I hang out with a lot of guys.
Or if I like to flirt.
My behavior does not determine my consent.
My behavior does not determine my consent.
I only consent to sex when I say yes.
I cannot consent if I'm drunk.
Or pass out.
Even if I initially say yes.
No means no.
Yes means yes.
And this needs to be taught.
Students need to be educated about the definition of consent.
CCSD, it's time to start the conversation.
CCSD, it's time to start the conversation.
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 And we're back. Here's Carla Dugan with a closer look at the varsity volleyball season.
The varsity volleyball team qualified for the state tournament for the first time in 3 years after placing 3rd in Region 8-5A. The team won the first round of the state tournament and made it to the Sweet 16. With a team full of seniors, assistant coach Stacy Scott says that the success of the team can be attributed to their synergy, something the girls learned after 4 years on the varsity team together.
The talent and the athleticism has always been there. I think it's really about them reaching out and leaning on each other and finding the strength in their teammate versus themselves that's really brought a lot more success.
Scott hopes that the Clark Central High School volleyball team will have a reputation of being competitive in the future and believes this year will act as a starting point for the next year's teams.
We've talked a great deal about, a legacy and the volleyball team always being, good. We're good, but we really want to put a dent in it and make a statement. And with so many seniors and so many leaders on the team, I think this would be a perfect time to leave a legacy, that this is what we do here. We go to state.
In the world of entertainment, the movie The Girl on the Train was released on October 7th. I haven't gotten to see it yet. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I know Odyssey reporter Andrew Caldwell has.
Let's hear Andrew's thoughts on the movie.
The Girl on the Train, which was based off of Paula Hawkins' best-selling novel, hit the big screen on October 7th and was directed by Tate Taylor. The movie is divided into different perspectives, telling the story of three troubled women: Rachel Watson, played by Emily Blunt, Megan Hipwell, played by Haley Bennett, and Anna Watson, played by Rebecca Ferguson. Rachel, an alcoholic divorcee, catches daily glimpses into the lives of a seemingly perfect couple, Scott and Megan Hipwell, from the window of the train she takes every day to New York City. One day, while on a train, Rachel witnesses something in the backyard of the couple's home. When Megan goes missing and is feared dead, Rachel tells the authorities what she saw. Due to Rachel's alcoholism, she is unable to rely on her recollection of where she was the night Megan went missing. Rachel then begins to investigate without realizing that her actions make her out to be the perfect suspect. The movie does more than a fantastic job of putting the viewer in the character's mind to fully understand their mental instability. While those who have not read the book may find the time jumps from past to present somewhat confusing, nothing is too difficult to follow. Similar to the book, the audience is just as confused as Rachel as she slowly recalls the night Megan went missing, making the experience more enjoyable and shocking. Like most transitions from page to screen, The Girl on the Train fails to incorporate some scenes that are found in the novel. These excluded parts may disappoint fans of the book. The R-rated movie also contains nudity and profanity, which younger viewers may find inappropriate. Overall, The Girl on the Train is the perfect Halloween thriller that is daring, unnerving, and keeps you guessing until the very end.
Avid Bookshop is a small independent retailer located off Prince Avenue that thrives on community support. Shop owner Janet Geddes will open a new location in 5 Points this fall. Here's reporter Carla Dugan back with the story.
Avid Bookshop, currently located in the Prince Avenue Historic Building, is a local bookstore that focuses on the interests of the Athens community.
The number one thing that we do is connect people with books that they don't know about that we are pretty sure they're going to love. I think that's probably the coolest thing that we do. All the time, we are recommending books to people and writing our shelf talkers so people know what books we like. And the fact that we're a smaller store means we can really, really specifically curate the things that we have in it. So you can be pretty sure that any book you pick up is going to be a good time.
Owner Janet Geddes opened Avid Bookshop in October 2011. Geddes says that managing this business was much more difficult than she anticipated.
All throughout school and college I did pretty well, and a lot of things came easily to me. So I naively thought that opening a business would be easier than everyone said, since high school and college were easier than everyone said, and it was a million times harder than I expected. But it's also the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
The community helped build Avid from the ground. Volunteers helped paint the walls, shelve the books, and organize the store. When the bookstore opened, the support from the community was overwhelming.
And at the time, Athens had not had a really great independent bookstore that sold new books and hosted events and was sort of a center of community engagement for a really long time. So the community was really hungry for it.
Intern Kate Rasco says she loves Avid's atmosphere and what it brings to the community.
I don't know, I see kids come in here all the time. Just their parents will just kind of drop them off and probably go to Hendershots or something, and they come in, they're 12 or 13, and they're using their babysitting money to buy books here. And you have people who come in with their little kids and they just kind of jump into the reading nook and stuff like that. And it's just really great seeing people who live here and are involved in the community here, come here and they want to be here and they want to support Avid. And I think Avid tries to return that favor as best they can.
Community engagement is exactly what the shop aims to do. Since the bookshop's beginnings, Avid has brought many authors and illustrators to Athens.
So we do a large variety of events. We have a couple of recurring series, like the Newtown Review. We also have a series called the Avid Poetry Series, where we have sometimes local and sometimes internationally famous, and those are not mutually exclusive. Sometimes we have really great poets here in town, but we have them come and do readings. We also do story time twice a week for younger readers, every Saturday and Thursday morning at 10:30. And we also have a lot of author events.
This fall, Avid Bookshop will open its second location in 5 Points. Geddes hopes that with 2 locations, Avid can further its involvement in the community.
And we have a lot of sort of atypical creative business ideas that I think that once we have 2 stores generating income that will help pay for booksellers to have livable wages and jobs, that's going to allow more freedom for us to come up with even more inventive ways to sort of influence the Athens culture and to sort of help expand our offerings nationwide even.
In a new ODTV segment, reporter Kelly Fulford experiments with different ways to make a delicious dish. In the first installment of Kelly's Kitchen, Kelly makes mac and cheese.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and this is ODTV's new segment, Kelly's Kitchen. Today we will be focusing on 3 different ways to make mac and cheese. To start out today, we'll be making mac and cheese in a mug, because any food in a mug is better. For this macaroni and cheese, all you'll need are your favorite macaroni elbows, your favorite cheese, a spoonful of cornstarch, water, milk, and of course a mug. First, we're going to put some macaroni into the mug with some water. Just fill the mug with water until it covers the top of the macaroni. Next, we're going to microwave that for 3.5 minutes. Be careful when you're taking the mug out, it's going to be hot. Now pour out the water, be careful not to drop any elbows in the sink. Next, we'll add a little milk, cornstarch, and a lot of cheese. Next, you'll pop the mac into the microwave to melt the cheese. Stir it up, and you're ready to eat. If you have a little bit more time and want to make something a little bit more delicious, you should try the Southern-style macaroni. For this recipe, you're going to need 4 cups of macaroni, 2 cups of grated or shredded cheese, 3 beaten eggs, a cup of milk, 4 tablespoons of butter, a half a cup of sour cream, and a half a teaspoon of salt. For this recipe, you're going to need to bust out the oven, so preheat it to 350 degrees. Now you can cook your macaroni and drain the noodles. Now you can just mix the remaining ingredients in a separate bowl and pour the mixture and the macaroni into a casserole dish and bake it for 40 minutes. And if the Southern-style macaroni wasn't enough for you, you could always add bacon. All you have to do is cook 8 slices of bacon, chop it up, and sprinkle it on top. Thanks for watching. This has been Kelly Fulford from ODTV. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of ODTV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Odyssey Newsmag and like us on Facebook. Additional content can be found at odysseynewsmagazine.net. I'm Johanna Hall.
And I'm Sophie Fernandez for Odyssey Online.